Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This time I am reviewing the Fortnite Legendary Series Jonsey action figure, 6-inch action figure by Jazzware based on the Fortnite game by Epic Games. This came out in 2019 and I didn't get it at that time. I got it sometime in 2020 or 2021 through an online store. So it comes in a window box, very nice window box, so we can see the action figure and the accessories that it comes with. That way we can inspect it to make sure we know what we are getting, to make sure that it is the actual action figure and that it has not been swapped. We can also inspect it to make sure it has all the accessories and make sure it looks like it's in good shape. So this looks alright. So here's the front of the box. Here's the top of the box where the window stretches over the top to let in more light. Here is the bottom of the box with some manufacturing information. Here is one side where it says Fortnite. Here is the other side. It also says Fortnite. Here is the back with the quote for Jonsey. No skin, no problem. Nice picture of Jonsey from the game. This is part of Series 2, the cross-sell with the other action figures available at the same time. So I will open this up and review the action figure in just a moment. Here are the accessories that come with the Jonsey action figure. We have a pair of extra face plates. One is more of a surprise look, and here's more of a normal look, so looks nice. So we can pull off the one that's on the action figure and then plug these in place. We also get a nicely detailed backpack or back bling. Looks like several pieces put together. We can see looks like some gaps in there, so several pieces put together, nicely sculpted, nicely painted and detailed. It does not open, but it does plug into the hole in the back of the action figure. We have some kind of medical first aid kit. These slots on the side are for the fingers and the hands to plug in so the action figure can hold this first aid kit or medical kit. So it looks nice. And some sort of suction cup grappling hook, I think. So lots of detailed sculpting and painting. So they put a lot of effort into these accessories, so I appreciate all the effort they put into all the details. It just makes a very nice and satisfying toy or playset. Here's the harvesting tool, harvester. Looks like a nice pickaxe. So this is very useful for a wide variety of things, not just Fortnite, but for other displays or dioramas. Very nice handle here, sculpted and painted. So looks nice, I like it. And then the gun looks like a tactical pump shotgun. Lots of sculpted details across it, and then the painting. Maybe the painting's not quite realistic, but it's accurate for the game, where a lot of the equipment is painted for different levels for the players. I still haven't played the game, but you know, these action figures make it look very interesting, so I'm really going to have to find the time to play the game sometime. So certainly looks like a lot of fun. Here is the Jonsey action figure. Let's see how tall this action figure is. According to the tape measure, it's about 6 inches tall or 15 centimeters tall, or just a little bit more than 15 centimeters tall. So It's a nice height for an action figure. Let's take a closer look at some of the details here. So it looks like a blue-eyed, blonde-haired adventurer character with his outfit. Looks like a little bit military outfit, maybe with some dog tags for the military, although not a standard uniform, so more of an adventurer. So nice sculpting on the head and the hair. We can see the seam here for where the faceplate comes off. Perhaps the easiest way would be to move the head up and then try to get your fingernail under the bottom of the face to pull that face off and plug in another one. This part, this scarf here, I think is an extra plastic piece that's glued on. Feels like a little bit different plastic from the rest of the body, a bit softer and more pliable, but I can't take it off, so it's glued. A nice tattoo on the shoulder there, extra plastic piece tied around the arm. Nice sculpting detail on the wrist computer, and sculpting detail on the hands and the fingers. There's no tattoo on this side, no armband. The forearms are different. Lots of details here. This part, this strap is an extra piece that's attached, and it's not in the way of the hole for the backpack or back bling. They did do some painting on the back here. Some details on the belt and around the waist here. It's a little extra piece that's glued onto the waist. Nice sculpting and painting on the belt. Lots of details. Here's some straps on the thigh. Another bag or pouch glued onto the thigh on the side here. Here's some nice shin guards. Now these are both different. This one is perfectly smooth. This one seems to have some straps sculpted on it and painted. And then some nice boots on the bottom. There's a lot of tread. The peg holes are in the heel. Lots of sculpting and painting, so they put a lot of effort into this. Now, I looked at the boots and I wondered if they were the same as this Havoc action figure from Series 1. And no, they look similar, but I think Jonsey's boots are a bit bigger than Havoc's boots. Looks a little bigger. They're very similar, but this one is bigger. And I think that helps with making the action figure stand more stably, because it stands very nicely. So I'm happy about that. Let's take a look at the articulation here. So we can look up, we can look down, turn side to side, no tilting, and there's butterfly joints. This one moves pretty easily. This one is extremely loose. Now when I pulled this out of the package, I was having a hard time moving the shoulder, and I turned this around and turned it upside down, so I think it was in the package backwards, but it's still pretty stiff. Now listen to this. So there's some pretty strong ratcheting there. It's about as far up as it'll go. And they go around. I don't really like doing that because that's just not a natural movement. There's a bicep cut, so it turns at the bicep. Now here, I think this bicep cut, this part will eventually rub off the paint for the tattoo. It's too bad, but I think it'll happen over time. You have double jointed elbows, so very impressive. I think Jazzwares does the double jointed elbows the best out of all the action figures I've reviewed so far. And then we can turn the wrists nicely. Hinges at the wrist on both of them. And then finger articulation. So that's nice. And the diaphragm cut, we can crunch forward just that much, back just a little bit, we can go around. The waist twist is a bit above the belt, higher than I thought it would be, but I think it's because of this extra piece glued on here, so we can turn the waist and it's not blocked by anything. And then we can do the splits. That side is nice. This side is blocked by that, otherwise it would be very impressive splits. And we can kick forward this much and kick back that much. Same thing on this side. Now there's some ratcheting in the hip joints too, but a bit softer, so perhaps you didn't hear it through the video. Then upper thigh cuts. See, this plastic piece does not interfere with the upper thigh cut, so those turn. Then we have double jointed knees. So if we work at it, we might be able to bend it a little more than that, but that seems to be pretty good. And then we have boot cuts on both sides. And then the ankles. I want to be careful here, but these do work. Yeah, did you hear that? So we can go down that much. Very strong ratcheted joints there. We can go up that much. Let's see if I can get them straight now. So this one's a little bit stiff here. There we go. We have ankle pivot. That's nice. And then toe articulation. So a lot of articulation on this action figure. Now this is as far down as I can get the arms to go, so to make it look like the arms are closer, I just turn at the bicep cut, and there his arms are a bit closer to the body. And it does stand very nicely. I think it's because the feet are slightly bigger than the other action figure, so it's easier to stand. So all in all, pretty nice, except for this butterfly joint that's extremely loose. Here's Jonsey with his gun and his backpack on. So I think it looks pretty nice, although the backpack is pretty heavy, so it causes him to go off balance pretty easily, but holding out the gun helps keep him balanced. And I think the feet are bigger than Havoc's feet, so he seems to be standing more stably. And the amount of articulation just makes it a little easier to pose the gun more realistically in his hands. So that's pretty nice. One possible problem is that the finger joints might become loose over time, and it will become harder to put things in the hands. So let's see if I can put the harvesting tool in this hand. So I'll just turn the wrist, try to slide it in there, wrap the fingers around it, Takes a little bit of work to make it fit. Yeah, I'm not sure it's working out quite as well as it could have. Kind of hard to make it really fit, so it seems kind of loose, and I think it'll fall out pretty easily, but it does look nice when we get it working. So I think this was very useful for a variety of displays. Not only Fortnite, but this could be an adventurer or somebody in the middle of a combat zone or military exercise or something like that. So I'm really happy with the way this action figure looks, and I'm happy with the joints for the most part working pretty well on this action figure, and it stands pretty nicely, so I'm happy about that. Oh, well, normally it stands pretty nicely. There we go. Here is Jonsey next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right is an adventurer from an Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago, and on the left is Jonsey, a 4-inch version from the Fortnite series. So I'm happy about how similar the big Jonsey and the little Jonsey look. It's almost exactly the same, except scaled down. Of course, the articulation is a little bit different. There's no butterfly joint on this one, but it does look very nice together. Here is Jonsey next to a pair of 6-inch action figures. On the right is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin White Ranger, and on the left is the Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic action figure. Both of those are made by Hasbro. Here is Jonsey with the Havoc action figure on the left. This is from Fortnite Legendary Series, Series 1, 6 inches. And on the right is the 7-inch Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man action figure. And it looks like the body parts are not shared between Havoc and Jonsey. It looks like, for the most part, new parts. Perhaps the thighs. Maybe the thighs are the same, but it looks like most of the rest of the bodies are entirely different. So I appreciate the extra effort by Jazzwares in creating a variety of molds and body parts to create a variety of characters. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating for Jonsey is pretty high. Perhaps it's a bit too high considering how loose the butterfly joint on this shoulder joint here on his left. But everything else seems to be working very nicely, very smoothly. I especially like how this action figure looks, and it's very useful for a wide variety of displays or dioramas. So other than the butterfly joint being extremely loose, and the finger joints, I think those will become loose and make it impossible for this action figure to hold things after a while. I still am rating it pretty highly, so perhaps too high, but I'm still going to keep it at this high rating because just how it looks. Thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.